Hi, in this video, we're going to talk about how to make a beautiful outdoor fall garden basket that you can use by your front door, by your back door, or anywhere outside you need a little bit of fall inspiration. So stay with me. Hi, welcome back. My name is Petah Bashano. I am the creator of the lifestyle brand Living Beautifully. And today we are going to look at fall plants in a most interesting way where you don't have to get your hands dirty, but you can use beautiful outdoor plants. And I do recommend these for outside and not indoors. It's sort of a decoration for by your front door, by your back door, out by a patio table, wherever you think you need a little bit of fall or summer's dying away. And we're going to actually use these plants as the design elements in this basket. And we're not going to unpot them. We're going to use them just the way they are. And the trick is just to know the mechanics. So I always say anybody could be a designer. It's knowing the rules and the mechanics of doing design, whether it's interior or garden or floral. So what we have here today is some green plants. I'm doing sort of a study in green and white for fall. It's kind of an overlooked idea, but I sort of love that look of neutral. Green is considered neutral. I know, shocking, but green is considered neutral. White is obviously not a color. It's a shade or absence or all colors together. If you know better than I do, drop a comment down below. We have mums. We have grasses. I think this is called ice dance. This is called Creeping Jenny. Kind of a funny name, Creeping Jenny. What is she up to? And then we have, of course, our harvest mum. I said not to use these in the house because these are all grown at a really beautiful nursery close by, and they're outdoor plants. And a lot of times, small little bugs, like those little fruit flies, I guess you call them, little gnats, they lay their eggs in the soil, and then you'll have a collection of them living in your home. You know, while you're eating dinner, you're going to have gnats flying around your head. It's not cute. So if you're looking for something inside, you want to go to a florist and ask them, what do you have for indoor plants for fall? Croton plants. There are beautiful disbud mums that they grow for inside use. These are not them. Now, this is a perennial, and the rest of these are considered annuals. Although in my zone, which I'm zone 7 here in the northeast of Pennsylvania, actually northeast of United States or southeast PA, and Zone 7, Creeping Jenny should not come back, but because of the warm winters we've been having, she's coming back every year like an actress coming out of her retirement. She's coming back. So you may see her next year. And you may say, why am I going to spend like $18 on a beautiful piece of grass that's going to freeze in a few weeks? Not really. Before the frost comes, say here in Zone 7, you want to take this, drop it in the ground, and make sure it's in before the hard freezes come of early December. You can plant shrubbery or really any plants late before the frost gets really bad and the ground freezes over. And you want to treat it like you would any other plant, watering it. In this case, with the cold weather coming, you want to mulch it, maybe even cover it a little bit with some plastic to tent it during the day, and make sure it's happy because it'll reappear next year, ready for spring. So these are not wasted. Of course, these annuals, they're a lost cause after, but nonetheless, this kale, once the mum's faded, once the Creeping Jenny has frozen over, this kale will stay with you through December and January. Eventually will freeze, depending on where you are in the U.S. And it's really a great item to have because you can keep it in its pot, water it, and then you can not transplant it into the ground. I mean, if you want to, but move it to another container, put some wintry greenery with it, like eucalyptus and things of that nature, and start all over again for a winter kind of look near your door. And the basket we're using, I'm really not a big fan of baskets. I got to be honest. If you look at some of my pictures, you'll see that I'm not a big basket person, but brown and white and green, there's just something really so, like, not refreshing, but really kind of special about it. I like the contrast of the two. And if you're going to use a basket, fall is a great time. I'm not knocking you if you use a basket. Everybody, that's why we have chocolate, vanilla, and strawberry ice cream. Of course, I go to food. But that's, it's a taste that you could do. You could use, or a chosen taste, I should say. But you could use something like a black container that's like modern and do the same exact thing. But I'm showing it in a basket because I think this is something that people can readily find faster. And it's relatively cheap at a craft store or even a florist. You can go in and ask if they have any large, 19-inch baskets. So this one, just a plain oval basket, no liner. It's going to be outside. You want it to drain. You don't want your things sitting in water. And I'm going to show you how easy this is. I'm not going to put I'm dressed nice. I'm not going into the dirt. We're literally just going to take this Harvest Mum. I know, watch, you're going to say, oh my God, this is difficult. No, look, we're halfway finished. Oh my God. So, we're halfway done. I know. Oh, there's a gnat right there in my studio. It's not welcome. So, sorry, little friend. Kale. We're going to put look how it's kind of crazy. It's kind of growing off to the side. Most people would look past this by and say, oh, no. That's not good. No, you don't know what you're talking about because you don't know what to do with it. Put it in here, and we're going to lean it like this. It's literally, there it goes. And you can water it like that. It can take rain like this. This basket will be, this type of basket, honestly, most baskets that are real wood or rattan or woven cocoa materials, like from coconut plants or whatever, they're okay outside. I mean, you could let them out there, leave them out there for, gosh, a couple months before you start seeing some wear. And you may love the wear. It's, for my shabby chic lovers out there, it starts getting a really pretty patina on it. The stain starts going away. So this can change into, say, a winter basket where you can use twigs and eucalyptus, maybe some interesting pods, and just fun to work with. So this is versatile. You can get a lot of wear out of it. Ice dance, I think it's called. Anyway, I got this from a great nursery in Newtown Square that's been around for a while. Now, what I'm doing is I'm literally like playing with blocks. That's all I did. It looks ridiculous, doesn't it? But it's not, because lo and behold, I have some twigs behind me we're going to use in the design, but they were too long, so I broke the bottoms off. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to anchor it by going into the kale. 3 normally does it, but don't do less than 3. You want to go to each side, and because it's a circle, eventually, if you go past the radius of this circle of the pot, it won't fall over. Now, it's not being transported anywhere, so this is meant to be at your home, stationary, so it doesn't have to be set in concrete and you're going to worry that it's going to fall apart. But how clever is that? Now, of course, the back of this, if you find that it's unsightly or you have it like on a table outside, there's those really pretty cocoa rib baskets, not cocoa rib, sorry. I think they're just called cocoa liners. They're at the garden centers and nurseries, and you pick them up, and they're sort of woven material. You see them with those wire baskets that they hang all kinds of beautiful impatiens and geraniums in the summer. You could take some of that and just wrap it around the back, or if you have sheet moss. But those cocoa liners are great because you don't have to destroy it. You can kind of like just fiddle with it a little bit. They're very forgiving, and then use it again in the spring, but just cover the back. So already we have something that looks like you had a designer come to your house. I kind of did them there with you now. But you had a designer come to your house and create something really special for you. If you live in a condo, put it on your balcony. If you live in a condo and it's modern, use a modern container. This is just something I decided to use. I do want to put another stake over here because she is not behaving. Just to keep it standing up. And then I'll just trim that down. Pardon me. And there's that. And I'm going to turn this back around. And I'm going to put Jenny, who's always creeping. She's weird. Why are you creeping, Jenny? And I'm literally going to shove her right in the front. Pot and all. And all of a sudden, it looks like it's... Come on. It looks like a floral design that you stopped at your florist and they made for you. Literally just took Literally just took plants and put them in a basket. Like I said, design is not tricky. It's just knowing the mechanics. So this is, I call entry level. This is like tier 4, you know. This is like for the beginners, looks great. Not that the next steps are going to be so involved, but don't feel like you have to do these next steps. I love pussy willow in the spring, and I save and when I'm done with it, I save the twigs from outdoor plants and things. These were in arrangements I made for my home, and I saved them. And what I'm going to do with these, let's see, I'm going to go this way. We're going to come in here, and you see I cut them different lengths, and I'm going to arrange them. And I'm not going to arrange them into anything. Some florists use chicken wire or floral foam. In this case, I'm really kind of just going into the soil and the plant. I'm not even going into the soil. I'm just literally touching the laterals of the harvest mum. And I'm actually just putting a little bit of height on it. And it's just a little something extra that takes it from everyday to something a little bit more elaborate. And of course, because this is not set in anything, there it goes. You know, your sticks are going to wander around just a little bit. So maneuver it, don't be afraid. And if they're giving you a bit of trouble, you can always cut the end on a very hard angle, 45 degrees or a little greater. And then you can aim for that soil of the potted mum. I'm going to spin this around. Great. So in design, we look for things called rhythm and I was ready to say rhythm and style. It's not a Broadway show. We're looking for rhythm and movement, and you can see all of this comes this way, and your eye follows it down this way. So this is one continuous line. That's a trick with design. You can even use it for interiors. It's a very easy trick to learn. Once you see it, you kind of like go for it each time you make something. We're not going to stop there because I like extra. Is that what the kids say? Don't be extra. Don't be extra. I like extra. So I have these hyacinth stakes, which are pointed, but you can use any stick, and you can pierce these pumpkins, these small little white, I forget what they're called, spooky pumpkins. If somebody knows what these are called, please let me know down below. You would think I would actually know that, but I don't. Oh, trick is actually when you put these in, tap them down, and by tapping it, I'm just tapping it on the table, the sticks go up inside the pumpkin. And here I'm going to press that into the mum. And you're probably going to break a few laterals, but it doesn't matter. This one I pierce to the side so I can get a really cool angle. And it's not, you know, typical, just two pumpkins just sitting there in a mum. It has some movement. Looks like it's dangling. And then I'm also going to add, I know, more. We're going to put a little bit of dried silver dollar eucalyptus. And I have a video coming out that talks about what to do with when you have flowers sent to your home. What can you save? What can you dry? What can you take out of the water early enough that you can use it for other applications? So above my head here in my studio, I have baskets filled with all kinds of dry material from last fall, the spring, and I kind of recycle it. I have a video coming out on a video on a wreath that'll show about that also, how to use those dried pieces. So it's, as corny as it sounds, it's trying to be green with greens because it takes fossil fuels to create any type of agriculture, and flowers and plants, of course, are agriculture. It takes fossil fuels to move and transport. So dry materials, drying things out and keeping them for yourselves if you have the time, definitely give it a try. And it's ideal because you're not repurchasing. Although we could use the money right now with the pandemic and everything being shut down earlier this spring. Hopefully, if you're seeing this 5 years from now, it's ancient history. But this, I did some summer arrangements with some sunflowers, and I used this giant eucalyptus, which is grown locally here in the Northeast. Really, really pretty. So I just want to continue that idea of, and I'm going to show you where I'm putting this and why. This bothers me here a little bit. Most people wouldn't even think twice about it, but I feel like I want something more, and I want to see some more movement. So now I've kind of interrupted this line, But the eucalyptus is kind of crazy and fun because it pushes the idea of the circular mum. I know, just for one branch. Excuse me. But we want it perfect, right? So that kind of fills up this line here. It kind of continues into the mum. The twigs continue this way into the mum. Really, really simple. That is it. This is all you need to do. And by all means, make this bronze, change this to purple. Use some really beautiful red grass. If you don't have red grass, don't sweat it. If you don't have green grass, don't sweat it. You could even go to the craft store and pick up some really beautiful preserved, you could pick up some preserved foliage. Sorry, I'm talking to you from behind the arrangement. But I just want to straighten this one out a little bit. There we go. And there you have it. You just water, tuck some moss in if you see any of the pots, and just relax about it. So you don't have to do it in green and white. Like I said, no grass, preserved leaves, purple kale, bronze mum, purple mum, whatever you want to do. So this is really ideal for a beginner. And replay the video, watch it again, and give yourself some, I don't know, what would you say? Give yourself some breathing room and try it. And if you find out that you really like what you did, tag me on Instagram at petah.bashano. That is my Instagram handle. I'd love if you follow me because I share gorgeous inspirations there daily. And you can follow me on Facebook at Petah Bashano. And please subscribe. As I'm begging you to subscribe, I mumbled, subscribe to my channel to see more of this because we'll have so many more beautiful plant arrangements to show coming up for the fall and a ton of things for the winter holidays. So I hope you enjoyed the video again and hope to see you back here with me soon. And if you want to read more on my blog, forgot to mention that, you can join me and Living Beautifully on the blog at lb.style. Thanks so much.